With that, H2K locks in that bye straight to the semifinals. Vitality can no longer catch up to H2K or G2, so that's good news for them. And it looked like they were playing to make up for what happened yesterday versus the Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, close to perfect. I don't think there was almost any point in the game where like, oh no, terrible play right here. Everything was under control. We like the pick and ban phase. Some things we have to question.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are taking Thresh away from Vander. He's played it twice all season long. We now played 18 games.
And alive.
Yeah, I know Vander live, sure, it happens from time to time. We played it twice. People give him Alice and Braum instead. I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it's like, well, I'll take away your comfort pick, but here, let us give you one of the top tier
Which
supports.
Is also your comfort pick. He had 100% kill participation in that game.
Yeah, it's like, well, what do you think? This is instantly going to become like a bronze player when you take Thresh away? No, it's Vander. We know he's going to be good on these champions.
And Elements wanted to play Lucian and Syndra. And they're like, all right. Give him Braum, guys. It's okay. Oh, he has this big shield that hard counters our ultis. Nah, it doesn't matter. You know, he needs Braum.
No worries at all.
Yeah, I didn't like the Syndra is what I was going to say. Like, in that situation, there aren't too many options available for Eika, but it just seemed like a useless pick at that point. The best he could do at times was trade his ult for Lissandra ult, and that's not really effective on Syndra.
Yeah, I mean, we gave them the advice to play what they wanted to play yesterday. Maybe they listened. That's what happened. You wanted to take a look at some of Gilius's moves early, the fish show?
Yeah, so, I mean, Element's composition is so built around having to snowball early and, like, skirmish a lot, and it's a lot about Gilius on this Lee Sin. I just like this little pathing here. It's very simple, but it's something for solo queue as well. If you have a winning top lane matchup, do your red buff, because you're starting on top side, because your bottom lane wants to do camp, and just take that Rift Scuttler on the way. Then go down to your blue buff after. Yes, it does delay a little bit, but look, he spots out the Elise. That actually saves him from a gang up top lane. First play he makes is what you have to do with this composition. Your Lee Sin Syndra combination has to be able to get some kills. This is too over-aggressive though, because H2K, as you can see in the minimap, has already recalled with their dual lane. They're able to join in for the fight with Elise, with TP from Rammus. So already here it really goes wrong for Elements. They do get a good gang pull off after. This is what they wanted to do more and more.
Yeah, this is what they were aiming for. At this point, Ryu doesn't really have his tools available to stay alive. Ult's not quite up, and that win's a very simple one. And honestly, if somehow they get that more times this game, then maybe there was a chance. The problem is they just couldn't get that time and time again. And I mean, again, in the earlier gank, it's like, well, Vander comes in, saves the day, stops everything from happening.
Vander had a great game once again. And then to finish this off, maybe let's take a look at the other replay we had prepared, which seals the deal already for H2K. Yeah. And we are not that far in the game at this point, but you realize that they're unstoppable at this point.
It's something I really like about Odoamne on Rammus. He's very focused on leaving his lane as often as possible and join his team. And he makes like this flash play, taunts up one member, you just kill everything from now on. And when a composition like Elements here that wants to skirmish and snowball falls behind, especially also against the Rammus, no one can kill him. Like Essence, Reaver, Lucian, have fun ever killing a Rammus.
Yeah, and that flash from the beginning to hit two people, then lock up the taunt, super good by Odoamne. Very comfortable champion for him. We saw a couple of games from him last week, but honestly, as H2K head towards playoffs now, I think the biggest thing for me is how do people deal with Jankos? Because his early game impact has been insane this regular season. So he's been involved in 12 of 18 First Bloods that H2K have had. He was involved in 3 deaths on First Blood. So 15 out of 18 games. It's all been about Jankos, for better or worse, in the beginning of the game. So how do you deal with that, especially in a best of 5? Because there's a lot of different options available.
You kill him.
You become G2 and you have Trick yourself. Yep. And we have two of the best early game junglers, hopefully at some point in playoffs, smacking into each other.
Yeah, but they are 1 and 2 now, so they won't meet for quite a while.
Take some time. Yeah.
It will take
Final
some time.
maybe.
Maybe. Are you putting money on that? Or?
I think that's a very likely prediction.
Be a nice final indeed.
Yeah, I think that would be a very exciting final.
All right, well, we will see. On the side of Elements, though, they are still sitting on 6 wins, and Splice will have a chance to tie them in just a few minutes, but they are taking on Team Vitality, so we'll see if they can do that. And before we go, NukeDuck tells us why he thinks the game is Vitality's to lose.
I think Splice plays very predictable because they're trying to play good macro, whereas we already like understand it and like apply it a bit differently to every game, whereas they really do the most standard like macro move every time. So I think we can really expect what they will do before they do it, and even before they know what they will do.